Good morning, everybody. It is Mike at digitalnomad.net, and we're about to pull in to a supercharger. So I'm going to get set up while you guys are hopefully catching me here online. We are just down the road. Let's see if I can flip this thing around. How do you flip the camera around? There's a way to do that. One of these days I'll figure it out. But for right now, it doesn't matter. Stay with me. We're almost at a supercharger. We're literally just on the road, and we need to be there because let me put the autopilot on. How about that? You can see here we are in the car, very close to where we have to go to supercharger. We've got 14 miles of range left, which is kind of low. You don't want to get below that. And I'm in range mode, if you can see down there. Anyway, welcome. Good morning, everybody. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. My hair's a mess. I got out of the shower early. I'm driving down the road, obviously, and I went to do a video. Actually, it's kind of ironic that at the AI day that Tesla had last week, Elon Musk unveiled the Tesla robot. I had already written down earlier that week that I was going to do a video explaining why I believe Tesla is a robot company and not a car company, and explaining the valuation of TSLA and all that. And we'll get into that, the history of it, where I think the company's going, a lot more than what Elon said at the AI day. Anyway, let me concentrate a little bit here on driving as I'm pulling in the supercharger. I think I mentioned this is supercharger number 2034. I've been keeping track. And if you guys are new to me, if you're not familiar with the channel, I probably could have gone down there. We're going to go this way instead. My little channel name obviously is a digitalnomad.net, digitalnomad.net. It's on YouTube. Feel free to subscribe there, depending upon where you're watching, because this thing's being broadcast out to all kinds of different Facebook pages and things. And I've owned this Tesla since 2017 early. I ordered it late 2016. I can tell you all about it. But I'm the original owner. It's got like 178,000 miles on it. So we will pull in here right now. And yeah, I've got the one that's going to be away from the sun, actually, which is good, because I am going to need it so that I don't get blinded by the sun when I'm talking to you guys. All right, so let's put this park. Let's connect the supercharger. And of course, I got Model X. If you had the premium package, it's standard nowadays. But if you can find a Model X, we can get into that too. Anyway, here we go. That didn't sound right. No, that didn't sound. Sometimes it just doesn't connect right. Of course, I'm trying to record at the same time. It still doesn't sound right. But it looks like it's going to work this time. And this is a version 3 supercharger. If you guys aren't familiar, there's different versions. The cable's skinnier, that's how you can tell. And also, it'll have a fan that comes on in here in a second. Let's see how it's going to do. You can hear it coming on now. Can you hear that? Let's come into the car. I'll show you how this works if you're not familiar with Tesla either. Well, battery is low. We came in here with 14 miles of range. And you'll get, if you're also not familiar with supercharging, you're going to get your fastest charge here at the bottom. It's got to get through the red zone first. It doesn't like you to ever be in the red zone, and I would never recommend you keep your battery there. The minute you drop down, you want to plug it in and start charging at a really fast rate. So this will start. Anyway, let's get into Tesla, and we'll wait till that thing kicks on to higher speeds anyway, and you'll hear them too. So, okay, my name is Mike. And my hair's a mess. Actually, I need a haircut, big time. Let's talk about TSLA and why I believe that they are a robot company. All right, first of all, Elon Musk has been talking about the robo-taxi program and Tesla. And actually, let's walk around the car. Let me show you why. I think we're kicking on a little bit higher kilowatt. No, not yet. I'll show you around the car and why all Teslas built since October 2016 are actually robots. So this is a robot. I used to actually call it, I think I had a biometronic device. That's what my original name for my car, and I changed it back to a digital nomad because that people didn't understand what that was. And actually, at the time when I first started investing in Tesla in 2018, I understood all these systems and I thought it was great. and all the stocks, including Tesla, all the EV only companies went up like 1,000%. But I also believe that there's going to be a lot more out there that's going to happen in the near future with growth for Tesla. As much FUD, that's in the title of this video, fear, uncertainty, and doubt is out there. You see we're into the yellow now. I think there's another ramp up of Tesla as a robot company, because the EV only company stocks, they took off, right? They definitely did. They went up in value very, very high. And all right, you can hear that fan now. We're really kicking on to a high speed. See that? You hear the fan? That fan, if my door's open, is actually the supercharger. Listen to that. So the way this works, since it's version 3, of course, you can only plug Teslas into these, at least right now, is it's actually pumping coolant through this hose. Even though it's skinnier than the normal hose, it's got coolant that goes through here. So it keeps this right here on the handle cool, because this handle really heats up, especially in the sun. And that's actually what limits your charging ability. When this thing gets so hot, it'll almost melt. So this fan keeps that from happening. It keeps a consistently high rate of charge. Let's go in here and see what we're at now, because it's probably, my car's a mess, sorry. Yeah, 130 kilowatts. Let me leave the air conditioning on too. See, we're at a pretty high, it's a bell curve. It shoots up very high here and then it drops down before it gets to half. And then it kind of really slows down near the top, which is why when you use superchargers and you take trips, you want to keep it near the bottom of the battery. Sometimes Tesla software doesn't even do that very accurately, but it'll improve over time. I do a lot of these calculations myself because of that. All right, let's walk around the car since we're here. And let me show you. My car has 8 cameras on it, okay? All Teslas built since October 2016 have the same 8-camera system. And it's all visual. Okay, there's no radar, or there is radar actually in the front bumper of my car, because I have an older Tesla. The newer ones are pure vision. They don't have radar at all. It's behind the front bumper. So it's got ultrasonic sensors and cameras, visual cameras, but the visual cameras are the most important. Let's take a look at those. This is how you tell actually it was built since October 2016. See how there's this little marker light here? Is this an LED on the Tesla symbol? Well, if there's a camera here, then you've been built since October 2016. And this means that you're going to have 7 other cameras around the car. All right? See, we're right in here between the front door and the front wheel. You've got to look for this camera, all right? This is like a little tutorial for you. This is why this car is a robot. It's got a camera here, this faces backwards. And then, of course, Teslas don't have frames around the glass. It's frameless. So we've got a camera right here. You'll also see this is not as obvious when a car just whizzing by you on the road. It's kind of funny too. Everyone says that Tesla cars always obey the speed limits. You just can't hear them flying by because they don't make any noise. That's what's really going on. But this thing's pointing forward, right? I'll leave my key in the car so the door stays open. And well, actually, I'll just show you how when I walk away with my key, the door will shut. How would I do that? This is angled forward, as you can see. So you got forward and reverse on this side. You get the same thing on the other side of the car. And in the back of the car, actually, I want to clean this one off to see if my door closes. But here, I'll just shut it. If I walk away, the front door just closes. But back here, I'm gonna clean. You got to clean this every so often. It looks a mess, but apparently the computers can still see out of it. This is the back camera. It's wide angle. It's what you see in my screen. I'll show you when I get back in the car. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then on this side, 4, 5. You can see this one clearly here in the sun, right? You see it there? Yep. You can see this one clearly as well, much more clearly than you could on the other side. And then on the front, very front, oh, that looks bad. I got scraped in my car. All right, right there. See that where the rear view mirror is on the front of the car? There are 3 cameras. One is in the center, pointed straight out, and the other 2, I think, at slight angles. So that's 3 cameras in the front. And then behind here, you can't see it. On the older cars is the radar, but apparently the radar is not going to be used in the systems going forward. It's only going to be vision, but this radar is supposed to, the real purpose is to see the car in front of the car in front of you. That's what Tesla and Elon has said. And of course, this is my air conditioning running to cooling the batteries down. That's why the batteries last so long in Tesla. Let me show you how much mileage I have in my car. Let's open the door. These guys are ordering here. See in the drive-thru by walking up there. All right, push the pedal. I'm not going to show you my pin. Okay. Anyway, my software, my mileage, there's my mileage, 179. See that? 179,489. All right, so now you've got to walk around with the car. You understand? You're not blocked. Let me get that out. All right, you understand why my car's a robot, all right? Because I've got computers. And let me also mention my computer. This is SNX. It's the older. It has a computer here right behind the main screen. There's also another computer that is cooled by the heat, actually heating and cooling both, but mainly for cooling. It's back behind here above the glove box. That's the full self-driving computer that I have from Tesla. Model 3 and Y don't need that. Apparently, they have just one system that's fast enough. And actually, if you look at what's happening on the Alpha, you might see some people have it. I don't have it, unfortunately. It's really on the Model 3 and Model Y. They have the newest systems. Mine's almost like a retrofit because I got it. Well, this screen was developing a yellow around it. It was MCU 1 when I got it. This is only on S and X. It's MCU 2 now, but it's kind of a hardware upgrade. It is a hardware upgrade. And here's the rear camera, by the way. It is a hardware upgrade, and because of that, it's not like 100% compatible, I think. And that's probably why most people, anyone who started off with MCU 1, like me, is probably not going to be involved in this alpha testing of what's going on with Tesla, autopilot, and all that. Anyway, let's get back into it. So, you guys have seen it, right? Any questions? Write them down below. Say hi if you're out there, too. And good morning to everybody. It's 7:18 Eastern Time, United States. I just did the walk around with the car so you can see why my car's a robot, why Tesla's a robot company. Every Tesla built since 2016 has the sensor suite. So, October 2016, which is almost every Tesla on the road, because before October 2016, Tesla wasn't much of a company. There was hardly any production, very limited production, expensive cars. S and X is like the one I have. And you guys may know S and X have barely been produced at all this year. There's only been a few deliveries of Model S since July or June, I think it was. And they've all been delayed, as you guys probably know. X's have not been delivered at all since the beginning of this year. And hopefully maybe by, I don't know, end of the year, beginning of 2022, there might be some X's. It's just going to jack the cost of these cars up. And of course, there's a chip shortage. So Tesla is kind of allocating their chips to the most profitable, biggest market segment. And let's get into that. And that's one of the things Tesla's trying to do, which is, again, why some people out there, if you're watching out there and you think Tesla's overvalued, you can write that in the comments. But if you watch this whole video, you'll understand why I don't think that they're overvalued at all. In fact, I think that they may be undervalued. I don't know, at this point in time. So they can't be valued as a car or automotive company. Why? Because Tesla has over 1 million cars on the road right now, built since October 2016, that have the sensor suite, that are and will be robots, full self-driving level 5 robots, if you believe Elon Musk. Okay. And this is also why I think there's another totally big ramp up in the stock coming in a very near future. This may be a good time. This is not financial advice. It's my own personal opinion to get into the stock if you're not in it right now, just by buying some individually. You can get on Robinhood. Actually, hit the link down below. There's a Robinhood link from me, and you'll be able to sign up there. At least there will be at some point when I put the description in. So, what's happening? All right, why is Tesla a robot company? Well, where do we begin? There's not much to say, because all the ICE manufacturers, all the traditional car companies, the legacy companies have been so slow to change, especially like Toyota. If you look at Toyota, great company, they build amazing products. You buy one brand new and you drive it gently or non-aggressively, and you do the maintenance, you change the fluids, and you'll never have to take it back to the dealer. That's pretty much been my experience with my last 2 Toyotas, or Toyota and a Lexus. Before that, when they first started building cars in the United States, there was issues. I think they weren't used to that, but now they've gotten used to that with the new Tacoma that I have, which is, I bought it in late 2015, never been back to the dealer, and my 2012 Lexus, which was built in Japan, which is also overall a better product because of that. Although that gap is narrowing and narrowing. That's only been back once for a recall because of an airbag sensor here in the A pillar, and it was free, so we took it back. That's the only reason why I went back to the dealer. That was it. My Tesla, however, has been back so many times it's ridiculous. But if you believe Elon Musk and this level 5 full self-driving stuff, you understand that pretty soon, well, not only will my car plug itself in and out here on the supercharger, okay, sorry, the cable you saw, I had to plug that one in, but it's only a matter of a short period of time until Tesla, because they've been testing this stuff for years, will have your car automatically plug itself in to the superchargers, drive itself over, drive to the service center, know it needs some repairs, and even if it can't see it, even if my car can't see it, like a flat tire or something, probably another Tesla driving by can see it and report back, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. But this is a system. These are the systems that are already in over 1 million Teslas that are on the road. All right, think about that. Now, who else has systems like this? What other auto manufacturer has systems? None. I mean, they're saying they got these driver assist systems, but none of them are constantly connected to the internet. It's another thing if you're new to Tesla. Every Tesla built since 2012 Model S has been connected to the internet all the time, and they've been upgrading. I think I have 5G now. I believe I do on MCU2, but they're faster and faster, better and better over time, and they're just going to keep getting better. Actually, let me see if I can. There we go. Okay. So I've been talking for 16 minutes already. I was a little bit too high in the thing there. Maybe if I was low on the screen, that's why. This is better now. Yeah, I think I was down like that. You're seeing a lot of my ceiling, which hopefully is clean. You can see in the back, actually, I've got covers on all the windows because Denise and I car camp a lot. Anyway, back to Tesla, the company, the robot company. Where else can I talk about? It's unlike any other auto manufacturer, so you cannot value it as an auto manufacturer. Not only has it always been a software company since 2012 Model S, because all Model S's, all Teslas since 2012, which is after the initial Roadster, which wasn't really a Tesla anyway, it was built on a Lotus chassis, have always been connected to the internet at all times. So no auto manufacturer has vehicles that are connected to the internet at all times. None, still, even today. No manufacturer has even a sensor suite that they claim will be having full self-driving, autonomous level 5 at any point in time, okay, on the road. They don't have any vehicle at all. Tesla has over 1 million cars. And by the way, every Tesla, if you're not really that familiar with Tesla, they all kind of have the same shape, right? Like a reverse teardrop, like the second generation Prius, if you remember that. That was a real clean version of that. Then they kind of Japanese styled it up, which I don't understand Japanese styling anymore. I used to. But that's the whole reason why I don't bought any Japanese cars. I bought a Tesla, and if I buy more cars or robots, they will be Teslas in the future. Because I think that, I said this in other videos, that most of these legacy manufacturers are going to go out of business. They're not going to be able to survive. They're so far behind in the technology right now. They don't even have any cars on the road that they claim will be driving autonomously or level 5 or having rideshare, their own rideshare, driverless, etc. They're still building old technology. They still use the ICE parts bins, and even some of the other pure electrics, with the exception of maybe the Japanese, like NIO, they're starting to announce some things, but again, they don't have 1 million plus cars on the road already. Now, in addition to having 1 million plus cars on the road already, the other advantage that Tesla has is manufacturing. All right. Started out buying the NUMMI plant from Toyota General Motors joint venture in California, building cars in California, only company doing that. Well, why? Well, they're building expensive cars. They can afford to do it. And of course, Elon is trying to shift the paradigm. They're a disruptive company. Of course, you've heard that. But the real thing, forget disruptive. That is very non-descriptive. They are shifting the paradigm in the automotive world. And like I said, they're a robot company now. And all of this has kind of been validated. Like I said, I was going to do this video, if you watch back in the beginning of this video, last week before AI Day. After AI Day, this is all validated because Tesla's going to come out with the Tesla bot using the same technology because it has other applications besides just on the streets. And I have also told people that once Tesla downloads the software to their cars, their fleet of 1 million plus robots, and there'll be way more by the time they actually get this thing done and downloaded, they will own all the roads worldwide, in my opinion. All the paved roads. If you believe that, say that Tesla owns the paved roads in the comments. People will wonder what the hell you're talking about, but That's what I believe is going to happen. Again, another reason why it's a good time to get into Tesla stock. Most people don't understand this. They don't realize what's about to happen. They don't understand that even if Tesla's doing this, nobody else has. I mean, they're so far behind. They're like 95% of the way, or they're 5% of the way there, 95% behind. Whatever. I don't even know. I'm trying to describe it in a way that will convey how far behind they are. But I do believe that most of them are going to go bankrupt. I've had videos about this for years now. It's becoming more and more clear to me over time. Let's get back to manufacturing capability. They bought NUMMI. They were building expensive cars in the California plant there at Fremont, S's and X's, which they're really hardly producing any right now. And it won't even matter. They're not the future of Tesla. They may become collector's items like the original Roadsters are now collector's items, even though they're not practical, because original Roadsters, if you don't know, cannot charge at these superchargers, okay? They can't. They're not even compatible. Okay. Giga Texas, Austin, Texas is about to open. The Nissan got kicked out of there when we tried to visit like 6 months ago. Giga Berlin's about to open. The China factory went from land purchase to rolling off Model 3s on the production line in less than a year. It's amazing what Tesla can do and what Elon can do. I thought that they were in trouble. I was a stock owner at the time before they even owned any land in China and thought that Elon had dropped the ball. But apparently they've done this once, they can replicate. And like I said, they've already got so many cars on the road. Now they're going to have all these massive factories. And of course, there's Giga Nevada where they're doing batteries. I know that people have said Afghanistan's going to be a problem now because of lithium supplies. Let me know what you think in the comments about that. But of course, Tesla has all these batteries in their cars that they can recycle. They've got, even if they can't get any new materials, they can always recycle the materials that they already have out in the fleet. If when the cars get in accidents. I mean, I hope my car doesn't get in an accident. But if it does, then we can hopefully do something about that. And it's going to have some value. It already has value. My car, I did a video recently where it's still worth almost $40,000. Even though I have we're getting close to 200,000 miles and over 2,000 charges on the battery pack, which Tesla knows, but they will still give me almost $40,000 for my car because they know it's a robot capable, and of course it has all this lithium. I got a 90 kilowatt battery in here, which is still bigger than anything you can get, I think, on 3 or Y at this point in time anyway. So what's going to happen is as soon as these factories come online, Tesla already cannot meet the demand for 3 and Y, which are the lower price models. They're just going to ramp up production and have more and more robots, probably keep slashing the cost due to economies of scale. And they will be up there with millions and millions and millions of vehicles on the road. And just as a guess and a little fun thing, write in the comments what date you think Elon Musk will release level 5 self-driving autonomous stuff. Let me know in the comments. I want to know what you guys think. I had a bet with my friend Hassan. If you're out there watching, hello, Hassan. And I lost. I had to buy him dinner at a steakhouse. So that was not so fun. But anyway, we had a good time catching up. And I know Hassan now owns 2 Model Ys, which surprised me. I had no idea. It's amazing. Another thing you want to know about Tesla, if you guys are not familiar, this is kind of like we're talking all the basic stuff. Tesla doesn't do any advertising, no paid advertising. So when you hear that Tesla's not so great in a publication, you automatically need to be skeptical. And then when you hear Tesla is so great in a publication of some kind that accepts advertising, which is everything, including YouTube that you're watching this on now, maybe, or Facebook, or any of these digital publications or traditional print publications, they all take advertising money, right? But not from Tesla. They've never gotten a dime from Tesla, and they probably never will, because the cars sell themselves. And everybody I talk to, it's kind of like veganism or plant-based stuff. After a while, you realize, oh yeah, that is way better. I guess I'm just gonna do that. You don't even need. You don't even need a sales campaign for something like that. It just makes sense. It's obviously the future. So Tesla is a robot company, like I said, validated by Elon Musk. And I'm sure there's a few other points here I need to bring up. In addition to the manufacturing capabilities, it's really the manufacturing capabilities, because I don't even know if the traditional automotive plants have much value to Tesla, because they're used to, building cars for human drivers, which are not going to be relevant anymore in the near future. I know people are out there saying, oh, it's not the same experience. The aural, AURAL, I think hearing type pleasure, sound. I'm over that. I mean, I'm 51, okay? I'm so sick and tired of all the noise that these other things make, the smells they make, they stink. Okay. Of course, they'll kill you if you shut your garage door by accident with the engine running. They're very, very dangerous. Teslas are much safer. Oh, let's also get into that. Yeah. If you don't know, Tesla cars are the safest cars on the road. And all of them, because the battery is all down here on the floor between all the, well, way down there on the floor. You don't even notice it's there. It doesn't take up any room. In fact, it makes for a trunk front and rear, which they call a frunk in the front. And they make for the safest vehicles out there because you got the side impact protection of this massively heavy battery pack in case somebody hits you on the sides. And of course, in the front, they can put giant crumple zones in front and rear. They are the safest cars. And of course, they all look the same. Let's go back to that. Because they are the most aerodynamic. That's why you don't see a squared off back. You don't see like an SUV with it's kind of like, that's the old school SUVs that go straight down. They got more cargo capacity, but they usually have spare tires. And of course, Tesla's on spare tires. A lot of cars on spare tires now. It's not just Tesla. They figured out it's a way to put more room in the car. But you have to do that if you don't have a squared off back, because you'll lose that height in the back, right? For bulky items. It's really just for bulky items. It's not for your average stuff. Average stuff, like normal stuff going to the store, you'll never notice it. But it does make a difference in efficiency. And Tesla's tops in efficiency. They can utilize smaller battery packs and have massive power outputs and huge amounts of range, which they've done obviously on the new Model S. If you notice that, there's actually slightly smaller battery pack in the new generation Model S that's being delivered compared to the one that was most recently delivered at the end of 2020. So that is a big deal going forward. Tesla is leading in efficiency, battery pack design, battery pack durability. You know, mine's the original battery pack, almost 200,000 miles, over 2,000 fast chargers, and people said you could never fast charge this thing, or not very much in the beginning. It's all kind of the old way of doing things. It's old attitudes. Okay, you think that this stuff's not possible because your phone overheats, right? But your phone doesn't have a heating or cooling system in it. Think about that. It doesn't. But you heard my air conditioner roaring in the front of the car, which is still going, cooling down the battery pack, because I'm still at 66 kilowatts of charge rate. And this is just what happens. Okay, it will run that air conditioner full speed ahead. It'll run the heat, same deal, until it keeps that battery pack at like 72 all the time. You know, it's like a human. You like to be at that same temperature, right? And your battery pack really likes to be at that same temperature. So where are we with Tesla now? Let's kind of summarize all this. I've been talking for almost 30 minutes now. Okay. Again, I think my personal opinion is it's a good time to get a Tesla stock. I think everybody's saying they're overvalued, but they're all using traditional models. They're not realizing, maybe they will realize, since Elon said they're robot companies, but he's also said they've got a robo-taxi fleet out there. And, you know, mine's part of that. And they're all backwards compatible. They're all upgradable. You don't have to scrap the car. They've got all these redundancy systems built into them, at least since October 2016. In addition to the sensor suites, they got redundancy systems for like steering and power supplies and things like that. They do have problems. I mean, if you look down below, actually, if I got the links down there, S and X, especially X, has problems with vibration on the front driveline, rear inner tire wear. But those are fixable. Well, kind of fixable. Anyway, that's a whole other video story. I've got videos on that. Search my channel up if you want a digital nomad on YouTube, and just type in Tesla Model X driveline vibration, something like that. Rear inner tire wear. You'll see them. So that's where we are. Time will tell what this video is going to say, what's going to happen. But again, I'm predicting the demise and bankruptcy of most of the legacy companies. They stopped innovating a long time ago. They're trying to catch up now, but I do believe it's too late. I do believe if you're thinking about buying another vehicle, don't. Most people aren't going to own cars in the near future. Elon even alluded to at the AI day that, you know, universal basic income is going to be necessary because robots like my car and like the Tesla bot that you'll have at your house will do repetitive, boring tasks that most people don't want to do. And because of that, there won't be jobs doing those anymore. And there'll be a lot of people that are displaced because of robots in the near future. So the universal basic income will probably be needed. What do you guys think about that? Also, let me know in the comments. But again, all of this points to the leader. And the digital divide that's going to happen in the near future, I think, well, there's several digital divides. The original digital divide is done. Okay, everybody has access to internet, and Starlink will patch up the rural solution on that soon. I'm going to do a video on that too when I think real estate prices are going to jump in rural areas. That's a whole other subject. But the other digital divide is the people that can work through the internet versus those who have to show up. But most people that have to show up, I think their jobs will eventually be replaced by robots. And also, um, the other digital divide is going to be the robot owners versus the robot users. Like, if I keep this car and it keeps working, it's great because it's going to earn me money, right? I can, instead of when I go downtown on the weekends, instead of trying to find a place to park and paying through the nose for that, I can just have my car drop me off at the destination. Denise and I can go out, and then we can just call the car when it's time to pick us up. And in the meantime, it will have gone around earning us money. It's kind of cool. It's another source of income. They're no longer depreciating assets; they're appreciating. And I've made another video too recently about the value of my car being almost $40,000. And I think that it's not going to go down much lower than what it is. That's going to be it, $40,000. And you know, I think that the value's there. The software. Here's another thing, another component. If you guys are not familiar, Tesla keeps raising the prices on the software suites as new features are released. Let me show you here on the screen. Software. See, I have full self-driving. Can you see this? Full self-driving capability, premium connectivity. There's the software versions. They're always giving you new software versions, but I have all. I bought these software packages, the connectivity and the capability. Actually, mine's grandfathered in, and here it gives me the additional information on my vehicle. If you guys don't know, let me see there. All right, yeah, I'm grandfathered in. It's another reason why I bought my car when I did. I actually believed Elon Musk in what he said, and I'm hoping to not crash my car. I don't even want a new one if it crashes. I want to get this one back because I'm grandfathered in. I got free unlimited supercharging on this car. I bought it in the Tesla software, like $4,000. It's now going for at least $10,000. Soon it'll be $20,000 just for the software. So just to have a device that's capable of running the software, you're guaranteed a certain amount of money, and they're repairable, they're upgradable. That's the cool thing about Teslas. Nobody else has a setup like this. It's actually great from an environmental standpoint if you think about it, because you're not throwing things away. And some people are complaining. I hear them out there saying, "Oh, Elon Musk screwed us on the new Model S because it looks just like the one from 2012. Hey, come on, get with the program, man. This is 2021. It looks like the same one from 2012. Sorry. So that means it's 9 years old, almost 10 years old. It looks the same from 20 feet away. And it does. But it's not about what it looks like. It's about what it can do. The old school is, let's put some new styling on this one. And that's what the Japanese are doing now. All they got is a new quirky styling, which looks ridiculous if you ask me. And there's no innovation. It's hiding the fact, just like the American car companies have done, traditional American brands, which, by the way, Tesla is the most American car company nowadays by parts sourced, especially on 3s and Ys. Not on S's and X's because the batteries are from Japan, I believe, Panasonic. But 3s and Ys are made in Phoenix, Arizona somewhere, or Nevada. Sorry. Anyway, all the other cars are just gimmicks with little styling updates, and Tesla, of course, has real technology updates that you don't see unless you're really taking a deep dive into what's inside of the car. And that's what's important, because this is what's going to make the car an appreciating asset, going up in value, and another revenue source for you as an individual. It sounds kind of crazy to think about that. And like a car I'm driving, right? The car I put almost 200,000 miles on, even though it hasn't done that yet, that it will do that. That's just amazing if you think about it. Do you believe it? Let me know in the comments too if you actually believe this stuff is going to happen. And that's been Elon's excuse all along. It's like, hey, I'm sorry if I told you what day I was going to deliver your full level 5 self-driving, but I've never done anything like this before. And of course, nobody has. So we're going kind of on faith here a little bit. And again, because Elon has stepped out and done all this, it's really going to be bad news for the other manufacturers. I think their value may drop to zero. And it's kind of funny at the shorts have been saying all along, and everyone's been shorting Tesla, of course. Not only the shorts on Wall Street, the oil industry, the dealer network, because Tesla has no dealer networks. They're all sold direct. Some states still don't let them do it in the United States, but those will stop. The unions, everybody's out to get Tesla. Oh, and NHTSA, let's get back to that too. That's the other thing that's big news these days. NHTSA, people have been telling me that Tesla needs to shut off autopilot. It's too dangerous, and I believe that this is just another ploy from the status quo out there, the existing industries who have all the money, of course. Besides Tesla, Tesla has a ton of money now, but that's just Tesla. And that's just where they are right now. They're the largest auto manufacturer in the world, even though they only make a small amount of the cars, but that's going to change soon. It's going to be a massive paradigm shift that no one else is even prepared for because they stopped innovating a long time ago. And as we've known, especially with the internet, come on, guys, watch some personal development videos. Innovation is what it's all about. You have to keep innovating, otherwise you will die. Especially now in the long tail. We're into the long tail of the internet era. And if you don't know what that is, I'll do a video on that too. It's basically how people can connect with all kinds of micro interests and connect easily with the people all around the world, and maybe even through outer space if we start populating other planets. But that's what's going to be the future, not the old way of just meeting random people that just happen to be nearby you, and you don't make much progress or innovation anymore. This is a new way that innovation is happening. So with NHTSA, they're saying that the autopilot system is defective, et cetera, et cetera. And I don't know if you guys know, but I had to sign some little thing with my hand on the screen just to engage autopilot for the first time. I had to sign a waiver. It was all kinds of legalese and things like that, basically saying that I'm not going to hold Tesla responsible. And I'm going to have to get going here in a minute. All that kind of stuff. So, yes, it's a beta. It's all beta. We all know that. And yes, it's a driver assistance system. We all know that. And yes, I have to be monitoring all the time and taking over whenever necessary. And yes, I have this little thing here, which is now sold as a phone holder because it was illegal apparently to sell it, because it means that in most cases I don't need to touch the wheel all the time or tug on the wheel. Sorry. Know that you have to tug on the wheel. That's the system that Tesla has. It's not just touch. So it knows if you're there or not. But it's a beta system and it's getting better and better. It's probably already better than many human drivers out there, especially on the interstate system. I think it's pretty much full self-driving, lane changing, all this stuff, getting on and off highways. The other roads are much more difficult. I can't wait to see how that works out, and I'm sure it will. But I don't think anyone's going to stop Tesla with the autopilot. It is a beta system. You sign your life away. You're still responsible. Tesla's not responsible. And this system will work, in my opinion. If you think it will, let us know in the comments down below. Definitely want to hear from you. Let me know if you're old school or new school on this, because all the FUD out there, the fear, uncertainty, and doubt, is still going crazy, it's going more crazier than ever right now. People are fighting for their lives. I think they're realizing they're about to fall off a cliff, a lot of these companies. And that's what's happening. And it's another, like I said, a good time to get into TSLA. I think that TSLA is really going to be the great recipient of everyone's short-sightedness and old school thinking, and I don't even know, just protectionist attitudes. They're about to become irrelevant, in my opinion. We've always been getting closer every day. We've never been closer to that happening, but we're getting extremely close nowadays, especially when Austin, Texas, and Giga Berlin come online. Man, the manufacturing pipeline, the width of that pipeline is going to be so massive. Tesla will have, I think, more manufacturing capacity than anybody. And remember, it's all about market share. Think about Amazon, right? That's what this is about. Yes, we know Tesla doesn't have the absolute best quality. Yes, we know Tesla doesn't have the absolute best service. Actually, it's kind of bad. It still is. It's very inconsistent. Sometimes I get a good experience. Most of the time, not so great. But it's okay, because we know what the company's going. And if you know, let us know in the comments too, if you're okay with all this. That's all I got for you. I guess 39 minutes and we're done supercharging. I got 160 miles of range. I went up almost about 150 miles of range added to my car since we've been talking. And I'm ready to go. So people are walking around here. I didn't have to use the bathroom. I guess I'll use the bathroom at my next stop. Let's see where we are. There we are. See? We've added 148 miles of range since I've been talking to you guys. Share this video with others. Hopefully this has been a great introduction video, and also just a great video where You see what's going to happen to Tesla, I think, and the rest of the automotive industry and the robot industry, the lack of innovation by the existing legacy companies, the status quo companies, the consistent lack of innovation and protection of that lack of innovation. That's what killed off a lot of United States auto companies in the 80s. I can't believe people don't remember that. It was simply a lack of innovation. People blamed it on the unions. Well, yeah, the unions are part of that. It's the unions, the dealers, the oil industry. They want to keep it the same. You always go to the pump and get your gasoline. Hopefully soon we'll get to go to the pump and I'll drive through with my trailer, right? And be able to charge up without disconnecting my trailer into what used to be an old gas pump. That's what I think, right? It says it'll be electric, all electric. All right. Well, we're almost there, folks. August 20, I can't even read, 22nd, something like that, 2021. All right, I'm going to disconnect my car. Where are we? So you got all these little screens. Open the door. There we go. Be sure to give us a thumbs up. Like this video. Go to our YouTube channel, digitalnomad.net, and subscribe. Watch the door closes itself. You don't need to do it. Everything, the car thinks for itself. Yeah, it's gone. Okay. Of course, we got to be nice and put this away. No one makes us do that. I've seen a lot of them have been knocked down. That's it. And of course, I just shut the door like that, and I got to put my pin in to go. I'm not going to show you my pin, though. Sorry. Can't do that. Bye, everybody. Have a great day. Pass this video along to your older relatives, people that may not believe all this stuff, because it's about to happen. I believe it. Bye.